Okay, I want to do a read on the GOP. Now, they have the guy in Texas, Gonzales, that had an affair. He's got 6 kids, married, had an affair with a staffer. The staffer was married, has a husband, a young son, and she committed suicide. Okay. And they ask about, are these, the husband of the woman that committed suicide has released some text messages, and they ask Gonzales about it. He says, I'm not resigning. I'm not resigning. I'm not resigning. That's all he'll say. I'm not resigning. Okay. So there are some that are pushing for his resignation, but they've only got the one house, the one Republican lead on things. So if he resigns, they may lose the majority in the House. So let's see what the cards have to say about the GOP with this going on. So the center of it, the reading's about control and, crossing it, these ones in power. It's about this guy in power that is, Antichrist. He always talks about family values and this and that, married, 6 children. And again, what he was asking her for, just the text messages that have been released so far have been graphic and just disgusting. Okay? So it's about control. And this guy keeping this idiot in power, and underneath of it all, justice. So let's see what the cards have to say about the GOP and what's going on. So many of them, so disgusting. Family values, and they're out there pedophiles and having, pressuring these women for sex, and then these women commit suicide, and family values. Yeah. So out in the cold, wanting, it's all about money, etc. The new action above it. What's up in the air? No, this is emotional distancing. Okay? And emotional distancing from what's up in the air. Okay? So the guy's just, something new, concrete coming out. About protection, but they're out in the cold, emotionally distanced from the conversations. The cross to bear, up in the air. He's out in the cold when it comes to protection and documents. Now, I think this has to do with the texts. New action, conversations about it. There are some friends that are looking away from it. And the White House, okay? Looking away from it. The White House, the friends. It's about keeping their majority in the House. So again, we have justice. What's new, concrete, under the surface. We've got the text messages that have come out. What's being offered up, not liking the harvest, waking up. Got 2 cards there. Waking up. Standing guard. Again, the same card, standing guard. And cutting through. The dark drama of these lives. The choices made. Okay? Yeah, good family values. the abuse of power when it comes to this young lady and what's being handed out. Okay, she committed suicide. Light on the obstruction and facing a loss. Strengthening a promise of new information. Maybe the husband is going to put out some more information. Although he says, I don't want to put out the most salacious things because of my son. Okay, which we understand that. But it's moving forward, action being taken, the doorway as to what's being built. This emotionally walking away, the dark of night from what's being offered up. The guy says, I'm not going to resign, I'm not going to resign, I'm not going to resign. Okay? But the wheel is turning when it comes to the public and figuring out the next move. We've got this mindset anchored in. It's all about wealth, power. What's being built, future. And there will be, again, more charging forward, more information about the mindset. Messages coming out to the American public about sharing what's being shared on that front. Again, what's being shared, pondering what's there, and then maybe some movement is going to take place out in the cold. When it comes to the emotions of this, being ruled by the emotions, he's walking into a no-win situation. The long term, it's all about control, okay? The mental state of control. Concrete message, the light on the truth is coming out. Mentally retreating from the dark, the dark ugliness of this, trying to block it. Mentally restricted, looking for help when it comes to, again, this control. The direction is he's being pushed to the edge, though, because of the choices he's making in life. Her death, okay? It resulted in her death and being pushed to the edge. So because of this affair, because of how toxic this guy was, she committed suicide. Okay? The death card in this case is death. She committed suicide because she felt pushed to the edge by this guy. And we have the toxic family life that's worked on. So maybe there will be repercussions in this guy's life. 6 children. Okay? 6 children. And this guy has built this life of toxicity under the surface, all the while claiming family values. Trying to keep the lid on it. Hard-won lesson when it comes to what he's trying to get away with. The nightmare of this. Okay? So this is not going to bode well. The next time, if this guy does not resign, if he's not taken out, the next voting session, he will be out. Okay? Holding on. Sacrifice the pain behind all of this. Not liking the harvest, short-term success that's coming in rapidly. Where it's moving to is a tower moment when it comes to the abuse. factor of this mentally. For him, with her, it was all about controlled actions, okay? He pushed her into this sexual liaison, and she wound up committing suicide. Craftiness, he's facing a loss, okay? Because it will be uncovered. It is coming to light. Struggling with this manipulation when it comes to where it's moving to, what's coming in. Trump, of course, the message about the action of continuing to go forward. Keep the house, don't resign, okay? The clock is ticking on this, and this has got this guy mentally, he's not getting out of this, okay? It's going to follow him. The key or the message is coming out, okay, about the home life, etc. It's my card for the White House, but it also can be the stability at home or instability, etc. The deeper information, the burden that's being juggled. We've got the cup of abominations about the marriage and stuff, and the evidence in hand. Who all's involved in this? Painful at the heart of it, mentally, physically painful. And it is going, the action is going to continue. What they're blocking is explosive and looking at as a victory. Tempering this dark mindset, again, of the actions in hand. The lies to spin, the path going forward, the mentally retreating. Trying to slow walk, cover over the things of the past and the arguments, the stress that's coming up with this. The evidence in hand when it comes to his narcissism and an agreement of the government. New concrete thing coming out of what they're trying to get away with. Up in the air, a deception about the past. Doesn't like what's coming because of this death and what he's, again, his desires. What's coming in, the history, and again, more concrete messages. What he's trying to sell, the cup, trying to keep the lid on it from again, the law and the other information coming out. Turning his back on it, but the swords are out. When with what's being withheld, what's being shared, the cup, the health, lack of health, when it comes to all of this, and the things that are still up in the air. So yeah, the wheel is turning. They're looking deeper. Some victory when it comes to the storyline. The fly in the ointment is her action of committing suicide. There will be new arguments. He'll try to eat away at the information. Trump will sweep it under the carpet. Okay? It's about this abundance of truth. Trying to juggle this divergent path, the nightmare of work and government. Okay? choice being made, moving forward, trying to get away with it, to take away an agreement, figuring out the next move, charging forward. When it comes to the house, what's being worked on is perhaps tempering. They've got all the evidence there. The nightmare, things done by the dark of night, what's being hidden, what they're trying to overturn. When it comes to the power structure of the Republicans, coming in rapidly, new action. When it comes to the whole effect of this, and democracy trying to move forward. Okay? So, more to come out. This guy's trying to secure and keep the 1-vote majority in the House. He says he's not going to resign. We'll see if more comes out on it. Are some Republicans going to, get a spine and get rid of this guy? But of course, Trump is leaning on them to keep him in. Johnson, the Keebler Christian, is leaning on this guy to not resign, and because they want to keep the House majority. And of course, that's much more important than somebody committing suicide because this guy is so egregious. So anyway, on that note, I'll leave that here, but that's what I'm getting from the cards on this issue.